Hey people, this is Ashwin Vidyala here. I made a video that I posted 2 days ago at the time of me making this video. But by the time you see this video, I would assume it'll be maybe a month from now. So I posted a video a month ago where I talked about this concept which my parents were talking about how people should develop this ability to where they can laugh when something bad goes on in their lives. It's called Laugh at Disaster. That's the title of the video. And I have 4 parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. So I wanted to give an example of this concept. Yesterday I was on this conference call with this company I'm a part of. And the guy was telling, he was giving this example of how at the start of the company, it's still a pretty new company, but when it started, there was a problem with the merchant account, the thing that lets them process credit card payments. And he said how he thought it was going to be a disaster, but when he looks back now, that was one of the best things that ever happened for the company. And when he looked in his life, every time something that he thought was a disaster happened, turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I was listening to this audio CD by this guy, and he was saying, when you look at successful people through history, without exception, every single one of them had some major disaster or setback or challenge that happened in their life. And when they could weather through it, it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to them. If they weathered through it. If they succumbed to it, that is what led to their downfall. Now the latter part, I don't know if it happened every time. The part where they succumbed to it and were destroyed. But every successful person, without exception, this is not the rarity, it is the norm. When something screwed up happened to them, they took it and they turned it around. And that actually helped them to go to where they want. Napoleon Hill said, every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So when stuff happens in our lives, I know it's very easy to understand, but when you actually have to appropriate it and apply it, that's when it's more difficult. I understand that completely. But it is what it is. Life of every successful person, something messed up happened to them and they turned it around and they used it to their advantage. And that always happens. So when something that you think is negative is happening to you, just know that it will work to your advantage. Just know that it is a blessing in disguise.